Up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How's all of our division rivals doing? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, and this is a sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. All right, guys, it's Sunday. It's game day. We got the Bills coming up. I'm not in my uniform yet, but, we're going to get there. Look, I said earlier in the week, and I stand by my comments because not to point it out, but I think I was the first one who jumped on YouTube and said I didn't think Howie Roseman was going to make a move until he saw the results of this football game. And I can't blame him. With that said, let's talk about it today. So let's say the Eagles win today. Who are the options? What do you do? How do you improve this roster? How do we go forward? I think with some of the things that have fallen downhill, some of the moves that have already been made, we have a clearer picture of what the basically alternatives would be and who we could add to this roster to improve it. So, all right, guys, let's get into today's topic and let's just take a look. Let's see what we got.
I could run right by Bradley Roby. A little hesitation there, and see ya.
Okay, so let's talk about today's topic, guys. To begin with, DJ1980 made a comment a few hours ago where the overall sentiment, I agree with what he said. And basically, the overall sentiment of DJ1980 was some of the players that are available via trade, if we're talking first round picks and we're talking about where the Eagles currently sit. I mean, if things fall downhill, we're talking about a top 20 pick and in all likelihood a top 15 pick for the Eagles. I don't know that there's that much out there that's worth that type of value. I don't know that you're going to have to really convince me and sell me on somebody for a top 15, top 20 pick. I like a lot of these names we're about to list, but I would give a lower first round pick because that's essentially a second round pick when we're talking about lower first round picks. I would give second round picks for a lot of these guys, and I would certainly give up a third round pick for these guys. But yeah, some of these guys, I mean, I wouldn't approach a top 15, top 20 pick. I'm going to be honest. Number one on my list is Robbie Anderson. This is a guy that I've wanted for a long time. I have no clue if the Eagles are going to go get him. He makes a lot of sense. All right. So DJ1980 expressed, concern that he feels getting a player like Robbie Anderson in the long term could be a bad thing if we end up losing Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson, which, to put those fears to rest, DJ1980, they're not going anywhere next year. They're under contract, basically. Their dead cap numbers don't make sense to let them go until 2021. With that said, I'm going to try to put your worry to rest a little bit here because he's a much better route runner than you gave him credit for. And I'm going to show you guys a few clips to kind of show you the extent of this kid's route tree and how good he is.
Tomlinson and Herndon fake it. Darnold has the time. Delivers.
Okay. On that particular play, this is what I see. I see Sam Darnold and the Jets hitting you with play action, pulling it back. And once that defense sees that ball's been held back, everyone is looking and trying to find Robbie Anderson because the expectation is Robbie Anderson is going to take it over your head. Instead, he runs an out route. It was pretty good route design, guys. It was pretty good route running by Robbie Anderson. Pretty good secure the catch. Saying that he's a one-trick pony, man, I think it's a pretty tough argument when you look at the film because I see a lot more than that. This is an example of that. This is an example of how good this kid can be, how much attention he can draw.
This route. This is going to be a pick route. Robbie Anderson is a speed guy. Now watch a pick route. He gets a pick right there just by running guys closest together.
To me, right there, what you see is Robbie Anderson doing a pretty good job running his route. I mean, that's a deep cross or a deep dig. He's lined up in pretty much the slot positioning. I think this kid can play outside. I think he can play inside. I think he's a pretty decent route runner. I don't think he's great at route running, but I think he's pretty damn good at it. I think this kid is way more than a one-trick pony. And if you're telling me that a second-round pick or a late first can get this kind of talent, I'm all in on it. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you could pull him away for a third round, praise be to Howie Roseman because this kid is good. He's really good. To be honest with you, this kid comes in and Deshaun Jackson is a complete luxury at that point, to be honest. Some other things that need to be brought up in this conversation, guys. Everyone likes to focus on Robbie Anderson on the end of a rookie contract, which he is. But that doesn't discourage me from making this move because I got a feeling this kid's going to want to play with Carson Wentz. This kid would be here for the long term. He would be willing to sign on with us. You also got to look at the reality, guys. Next year, Deshaun Jackson is slated to make $8.9 million. He's got a dead cap hit of 12.5, so he's pretty much secure for next year. Alshon Jeffrey is slated to make $15.6955 million. Okay? He's got a dead cap hit of $26 million. He'll be here next year. So 2020 you go out and you get a kid like Robbie Anderson, you're guaranteeing yourself at least Deshaun Jackson, at least Alshon Jeffrey, and at least Robbie Anderson. That's a pretty damn good trio of receivers. Other wide receivers I would be on the lookout for through the trade market, I would definitely keep an eye on a player like Devontae Parker. If no move gets made by Tuesday at the trade deadline, and no move gets made at the wide receiver position, I should say, I would definitely be on the lookout for if New England releases Josh Gordon, because I think the Eagles are going to be 100% in on that. That's the way it's the feeling I get here. Robbie Anderson would be the guy I would go after personally, but sometimes the value's not there. Teams they really value it. You got to keep in mind the Jets do have a young quarterback in Sam Darnold. Like, what it's going to take to pry that kid away, it could be tough. It could be tough. And there's a limit. There's a limit to what you give up for a player like Robbie Anderson. But Robbie Anderson is a much better football player than he's given credit for. Devontae Parker would be my next guy. Can't get that deal done. I'd probably wait on Josh Gordon. I think Josh Gordon's still got a little bit of football life left in him. All right, guys, I'm out of here. That's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. Some other things I'll say to you guys on the Jets, I'd pay attention to the Leonard Williams situation because we desperately need defensive tackle help. This kid helps a lot. Outside of that, we all know the next corner or the next position is corner. But I'll do some other videos later on that situation. So, all right, guys, peace. I'm out of here, man. Y'all know what time it is. EADLES. All right, let's go Eagles, guys.